All right, we are pulling out of Mazagon. We're going to head towards Gibraltar with maybe a stop in Tafira, I want to say. It's where they windsurf. It's not really like a marina, it's like a fishing boat port harbor, but if we can get if they'll let us tie up there, I'd like to see if I can rent a windsurfer and do some windsurfing. But yeah, it's about 100 miles to Gibraltar, a little less to that other town, and just untying the lines. We've got the motor warmed up. This is the passage where we could see those orcas. Sun's just set. I want to get out there, the sail's up before it goes all the way dark. Hopefully we get to the orcas in the daylight so we can see them. And I'm excited about this passage because this means I'll be in the Mediterranean. I could be there, in about 24 hours, which would be super awesome. So we're just backing up here, trying not to run into anyone. Cool. That went pretty well. We've got about, it's like maybe 10 knots of wind out there. Potentially, conditions could be just right. Over the next few days, the wind should get more in our favor. I got a few exciting things coming up. The Ocean Race has been talking about flying me out to one of their, someplace in Italy where the boats are finishing a leg. And I might get to go sail on one of those big Imoca 60 race boats, which would be amazing. But then they were also talking about having Eric and the couple from Uma Sailing. Usually it's fun to meet the other YouTube sailors anyway. So I'm just looking over the lines, making sure everything is nice and tidy. I just think it's gonna get crazy out there. Not too bad. That looks all good, all good, all good, all good, all good. Hope I don't have the main halyard attached. That's probably fine because otherwise it might tangle into the mast steps. So we're out of the marina and got the sails up too. Full sail up for now. It's really really choppy out here. Hopefully this is just because of the current around the inlet. This is going to be uncomfortable if it's like this the whole way. Okay, so I put the reef in the mainsail. That means make it smaller. And what a world of difference. We slowed down from 6 knots to 5 knots. It'd be 4.8 knots. But man, we're not pounding in the waves. It's not those huge splashes of water aren't coming over the boat. We're staying way drier. So I think we'll do that unless the wind lightens up significantly. I'm pretty happy that we're able to hold our course even with the sail reef super small. So that's another thing about reefing these sails. I don't know, maybe if when I get my newer sails, these problems won't be as bad, but sometimes when I reef the sails I can't point as high, and the boat already doesn't point very high.
Here's a look at our chart. We just tacked out of the channel, and now we are headed out to, well, Gibraltar. We might stop along the way. I'm not sure where. Maybe Rabat or Cadiz.
Okay, things have gotten really nice. Once we got out of further away from the inlet, I think we lost some of that current. And I was just standing out there, shorts and t-shirts, about 11 knots of breeze, and it's like perfectly comfortable. The swell's gone down to maybe 4 or 5 feet, and the boat's handling it well. And we're actually pointing above our mark, so we could even bear off more a little bit later. This is really great weather. The sky's even kind of clear. I can even see a few stars. Let's see if they'll show up on the camera. There's one. They're cute. Cool. And then there's the anchorage, and we're not actually going through it. We're going around it, so I don't have to worry too much about hitting any of these tanker ships. One ship way off there, but he's not in our way. Look, completely dark in front of us. Let's see some more stars over here. Perfect night sailing. I really was worried at the beginning of this trip. So I just got some crazy news. This kid, Cal Currier, and his dad and brother, Cal Currier sailed across the Atlantic, I think 16 or 17 years old last year. And now his dad and brother are with him. And they're sailing to to Greece, like me. And I met them in the last, in Lagos, over near Lagos, I guess. And they're about 65 miles ahead of me, and I just was talking to them on WhatsApp, and their rudder got bitten off by the orcas. We're getting kind of close to them. It's got me a little bit worried. I'm going to check what kind of boat they had, because their boat was kind of like mine. I still think my rudder is probably strong enough, but I'm a little bit worried. I don't really want to run into them at night either, but at least when I get to where they are, it should be daylight. I'm excited. Sucks that their rudder got broken off, though. I feel really bad for them. So hopefully they're able to get that sorted out, though. Seem like some nice folks. So maybe we'll catch up with them again, and we can see what's going on. As one precaution, I'm going to turn off my ultrasonic hull cleaner. Oh, that thing gets warm. Interesting. Just so the sonar, whatever noises don't aggravate the orcas. Of course, I don't have my depth sounder on. I never really use that unless we're sailing into a shallow harbor. You don't want to annoy the marine life. Stars are pretty good, but they don't really show up on the camera. I guess you can imagine them. There's a few up there you can see. Well, the great sailing couldn't last all night, I suppose. Winds have lightened up a little bit, and I put the full mainsail up and trimmed the sail, so we had slowed down about 2.5 to 3 knots, and now we're going about 3.5, just under 3.5 knots. But at least we're moving, and the boat's pretty comfortable, so it should be not a bad speed actually to go overnight, because then if I hit something, I shouldn't hit it very hard. Just came through, the wind's picked up to pretty strong. I'm not really awake enough to deal with this. I'm not feeling over that bad. I just eased the sails out a little bit. Now that squall's passed, it was actually a good thing because it made the wind shift just enough that we're not running into shore anymore. We were kind of slowly drifting to shore where I was about to have to make a tack, so that was perfect timing for that.
Killer whale attack us. Pam pam. Sailing vessel 8M. Killer whales attack us. 8M, sailing vessel 8M, attacked by orcas. This is Tiger Radio. Please switch channel 63. Tarifa for a rescue boat for your tack.
So listening to the drama unfold on the radio, the 20-meter sailing yacht Attis, I think. Having the orcas are visiting them. They said they don't require assistance yet, claiming their boat's being attacked. So even more action going on with these orcas. I'm like staying out in the cockpit and looking everywhere for it. I want to see them. I'm looking on the AIS. I don't see this Attis boat, no. A warship over there. And on AIS. Let me see about it. Winds are lightening up, making our sails kind of bat around a bit. I don't like when that happens. Actually, kind of mixed, different direction of wave trains kind of going through. The wind has unfortunately turned 90 degrees, so it's right on our nose now. That's kind of a bummer. But the water has turned a really beautiful kind of greenish color. And there's these weird like sonic booms I keep hearing, or like a cannon firing. It keeps scaring me, thinking like it's orca like hitting my boat, but I'm sure I would feel that. Got some updates from Cal Courier's boat, and their rudder is completely destroyed. And it was a group of orcas, and they came for like 4 or 5 minutes, he said, and then they hit it so hard it spun the boat 180 degrees around. So it said apparently there's so many boats with damaged rudders that there's like a 2-week wait list to get on the travel lift. I was suggesting maybe they could build like a transom mounted rudder, but you have to kind of see the damage, I suppose, to know. Just so you know, this video could have been sponsored by this Athletics Green dietary supplement stuff, but I tasted it and I would never use that. Plus, I don't think you should really get your nutrition from some dietary supplement powder anyway. When food works perfectly fine. But I turned down a lot of money, so I hope you're happy to not have to listen to me talk about a product that I'm actually still talking about. Support me on Patreon if you want to support the channel and have less ads and stuff. So a little bit of wind came. We're moving maybe between 3 and 4 knots. The wind's supposed to die overnight, so I need to wash my hair. It's getting greasy. I think what I'll do is I'll pull into Barbate, and I think that's 15 miles ahead, so I hope we might be able to make it with this bit of wind. And before the wind dies, and we're stuck out here bobbing around in this swell with all the killer whales. Although I've been keeping an eye out, I have not seen any. I hear about them from all around me. At least like 3 boats I've heard on the radio complaining about the killer whales. But I want to see them, and they have not found me yet. So, they're still tomorrow. Yeah, but I can go meet up with that other boat, and apparently they just said they sold the boat for $500 because it was going to cost them $5,000 in a month to get it hauled out and the rudder rebuilt at the yard there. This has gotten miserable now. They're so variable around here. Just destroying my sails, all this flapping. Oh, hate it. Hate it. I know. Okay, I just checked. I got plenty of fuel. Someone said that the motor also might attract the orcas. So we'll see if this brings or not. Finally coming in. We survived the orca zone. I just saw another boat that I saw like 3 ports ago. He said, just giving me a lowdown of the orca situation. I guess there was a boat just a few hours ago got towed in. They got eaten. The orcas ate their rudder and their sail drives. There was 10 orcas. Whoa. Okay, I just pulled into a slip, and now before I go to bed, I'm gonna change the oil. It's been about 50 hours, so it's time
This is like my least favorite thing. This is probably one of the reasons why I don't motor that much, because I gotta change the oil so often if I do. It was 21 euros, I think, for the night here. And I'm gonna get a shower now. It's been a while. I didn't get a shower at the last marina. And then I think I'm gonna pull the sails down and measure them for my new sails. That's been something I've been not looking forward to. I hate taking the sails on and off the boat. I got the jib sail down and now I gotta measure it. Unfortunately, all I have is this tiny little 12-foot measuring tape. Can't find my big one, but it'll get the job done. So I got my measurements for the jib. Let's see if I got enough energy to do the mainsail too after I put this back on. So the next step is get the mainsail off. I gotta measure all these slides and bolt rope size and everything, and then drag it over the parking lot and measure the sail too. I got my mainsail measurements and I decided where I want my 2 reef points to be. I'm gonna do one at 13 feet and another one at 6 feet. So I'll just do 2 reefs because honestly I've really only been using one reef. It's this one I put up here. I put both of these reef points in, but that one's a little too high to really have enough sail to point. This was my original 3rd reef, but it seemed like the boat was always heeled over too much with that one. But now I just learned to live with that because that's how the boat sails. And then when it gets about 18 knots, I put that one in. But the sail came with a reef point here and here, but I never really used those. Sometimes I would use the 2nd reef, but that was a little too small. And then that one is just, I would never use that one ever. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them put a reef kind of like around here, you know, in between those. And then I might use this one actually. Maybe I could use this one around 12 to 14 knots depending on who I'm sailing with. And then I'll put this one in, you know, when I get to that 19 knots. And then above that, you know, you're just heeling over pretty hard, and eventually I take the sail down and just go bare poles with the sail bag. It's a little bit of a sail also, and I have no need for a tri-sail on this boat. I'm also relashing a couple of these sail slides. I found the Dyneema string seems to be the best. Seems to last a little longer than the webbing, and definitely don't use a metal shackle. I tried that once and it just chewed up my mast. That was stupid. Sail is reinstalled. I hate trying to do that alone, but I think it'll be worth it. I feel like every time I take the sail on and off, I go out. Next time I go out, something will be run through the boat wrong, and I'll have to like fix it. So hopefully we get mellow conditions for the next couple sails. So there's Cal's boat. Pretty sad. They sold it to a mechanic for 500 bucks, and I mean that wind vane alone is worth more than 500 bucks. Really nice winches and everything. It was set up to cruise the world probably. Let's see if we can see the damage. Let's use the 360 camera on the selfie stick. Let's see. And kind of hard to see. It looks kind of mangled though. Apparently there's a ton of other boats in this marina also that have damaged rudders and parts. Thanks for watching. Tune in the next video where I finally make it to Gibraltar and I don't get eaten by killer whales.